Hey everyone, it's Mike here with Play More Games, and we're back with another unboxing video. Today we are taking a look at The Lamps Are Going Out, second edition. It is a board game published by Compass Games, designed by Kirk Ullman. And this is my first experience with the game. I kind of missed the boat on the first edition, so I didn't get a chance to check that out. So I was very happy to see that they brought it back into print, so I was able to play the game without shelling out a good chunk of coin to get access to it. So let's take a look. So the first thing that I do want to call attention to is the box cover. Obviously it has the very famous quote, "The lamps are going out all over Europe. We shall not see them lit again in our lifetime," by the British Foreign Secretary Sir Edward Grey. So the origins of this quote is it's contended to have been between a private conversation between him and a friend that he was watching. It was at an office or something. In any case, it was in the period between declarations of hostilities and the assassination of the Archduke. So he was watching the lamps go out, and he said, that quote. So it's been a really long time since I read The Guns of August by Barbara Tuchman in college, which was 11 years ago at this point. But in any case, it's got the quote, and it's got a really nice cover in that you have kind of like, and I can't recognize any of these faces. I did want to, it's still in a shrink. I do think I see some iron crosses, so I think that, it's probably the Kaiser and his command staff, but I could be wrong. I'm probably wrong. In any case, so you have all of these gaudy uniforms, really excessive, and in the background you have the actual soldiers that fought the war. And we know, obviously, conditions were much, much different fighting in the trenches than, dressing up and, ordering your men to war. So let's take a quick look at the back. Okay. So we can see a couple examples of cards, and I know in the second edition there are, I think, new and revised cards. There's also a mounted map. There's a couple of rule changes as well, but we can see some of the map art and pieces. It's a medium complexity. Time scale, 1 turn equals 3 months, so 4 turns a year. Strategic scale, army scale. You can play with up to 4 players, which makes sense. So you would probably have Western Allies, German West Front, and then German East Front, and Russia. So just a guess, I haven't taken a look at it. It says suitability for solitaire high, 5 hours play time. Of course, your mileage may vary. My understanding of the game is that the cards are just drawn. I don't think it's like a card-driven game. You just draw events at the start of the year or the turn, I think. Alright, so I'm going to flip it back over, and we're going to take a look at the components inside. Okay, and here we are with our first look inside the box. So we can see our decks of cards, we can see our dice, and we can see a bit of errata. So here are the dice. You can kind of, these are those are standard dice. If you're a serious wargamer, you probably have a set of dice of your own that you use. I have a couple of sets at ChessX that are really nice, so it's really no big deal. So, alright, so let's take a look at the cards. So I pulled them open here, and This looks like an artillery card. Some more artillery. Stoßtruppen represented. Planes represented. Poison gas represented. Jagdstaffels. Not sure what that is. Synchronized machine guns. Now that I do know a little bit about. They came up with a timing mechanism so that you could front mount a machine gun so it could fire through and not hit the propeller blade. I mean, could you imagine flying and shooting a machine gun and wondering if you were going to hit your own propeller? Terrible. Isn't war a terrible thing? Okay. Salonika, in Greece, the Red Baron, Romanians, Serbians. I think that these are pretty much, honestly, they're kind of mixed together. So, Italy, Balkans, Mines, Tsar takes command, Brusilov, Russians, Lawrence. What's the Russian combat? What's the Allied player combat card in 1914 in Paths of Glory? The Serbian general. I can't remember. Kaiserschlacht. So a bunch of good stuff here. Really, the art here is really commendable. Germany, Western Allies, Triple Entente, Central Allies, Eastern Allies. So there's another stack here. So, Central Allies, Germany, and more stuff represented. Exile of the Great King, Lusitania Sunk Allenby, Bulgaria, Mustard Gas, French Mutinies, Lehman von Sanders, Arab Revolt, Lenin and the Bolsheviks, U-boats unleashed, USA Oscillationists. So, obviously you can see a lot of the chrome coming through with the cards. There's a good number of cards. All right. Errata. Let's take a look at it. Errata. Reference or illustrations in the rulebook that show British Isles as a 5 factory is wrong. Factory is a 4. Not bad. All right. So the rulebook. Rulebook is nice and glossy. It is 36 pages. We can see there's an extended example play at the end. So that is the last 7 pages. Let's see. 2 pages of design notes. A page of setup. So we're looking at about 24, 25 pages of actual rules. And I don't know if that's like a thing, but like you go to a lot of games and you find that their rule pages, their rule books are usually around 20 to 25 pages. I've found anyway. So it's nice, full color, large print. It looks laid out well. There's a table of contents in the front, and very helpful. Design notes. So again, glossy paper, and this looks like, oh, okay, information about the cards and flavor text. So here, for example, we have a little background on the Zimmerman telegram. The telegram sent to Mexico. So that's very nice. Okay, so let's take a look at some of the player aids. So here is the Central Powers player aid. So you can see it has information on production, it has holding boxes for units, it has production costs, it has quick rules reference, it also has the sequence of play. If we flip it to the back, we can see that it has information on each nation's force pool and summaries of how and when their forces enter the game. So that's good. So you can keep that information instead of trying to memorize it. So we have 2 copies of those, and then very similarly, we have the Allied version, and it looks to be laid out very much the same. The key difference is right here in the center. The Germans have a U-boat attrition table. The Allies roll for U-boat attacks. So 2 copies of those. Next, let's have a look at the counters. So this is the Central Powers. So we have the Germans and the Austrian-Hungarians. We have production points. Over here, looks like we have Russians, French, British. Yeah. So let's punch one out here. So let's grab the Greeks. So it's a nice solid counter. You can see that it's nice and thick. That's its spent side. So easy to handle. Very cool. Alright, now let's get a look at the map. So you can see this is a simple 22 by 34. So off in the west we have Great Britain, France, Central Powers, Germany, Austria-Hungary. We also have Russia. We also have Turkey modeled here in the bottom right-hand corner. Off to the side, and I'll show you in a minute, is colonial East Africa, which I know that the Germans and the Commonwealth fought back and forth over during the war. Turn track on the right-hand side is just out of frame. Russian Revolution. U.S. entry is modeled here. So it's a very, very colorful map. Beautiful to look at, and you can tell that everything is blocked into areas. So nice and spacious as well. So hopefully should avoid, in many cases, lots of stacking issues. And it is a relatively low counter game. There was only the 2 sheets, and they were pretty big sheets, and there was a bunch of blank ones on them. So I'm going to take a quick zoom in, show you some of the things here. Okay. So here's East Africa, including the map and terrain key. If we go up, we can see France, British Isles, Great Britain. I mean, ideally I don't have to, you kind of know what these places are. But you can see the factory is very easy. You can see the capital is very easy. You can see mountain ranges and terrain very easy. You can find the ports very quickly. This is like a very usable map, and I find in some games a lot of times they put style over substance, and this is a I think, a really perfect marriage of the two. So let's see. Tim Allen, very nice. Developer Herman Lutman, I didn't know that. I played Stonewall Sword over the summer, and that was a lot of fun. Over here we have turkey, and in the big area we have boxes, because obviously this is really just representing a ton of space. So we have the Sinai Pipeline, we have Basra, there's the turn track on the side. Yeah. Okay, well, I'm going to throw everything back in the box, and we'll wrap this up, and I'll give you some final thoughts. Alright, so I hope you enjoyed this look at The Lamps Are Going Out, 2nd edition from Compass Games. I'm definitely looking forward to playing it. I can't remember if I said this at the top of the video, but I've definitely had an interest in strategic World War I games. I think there's, I don't know, I haven't found the right one for me yet. And that's not to say that I don't love Paths of Glory or Pursuit of Glory or any of the other ones that I've played. I'm searching for the one. I know that many of you may know what I mean, but the one that you get out and play over and over and over again. So a strategic World War I. So maybe it's The Lamps Are Going Out. I don't know. A big factor, I think, in is it playable, right? And this definitely appears to be playable. It's a nice, well, let me revise the word playable to say, can I get this out at a buddy's house and play in a single evening, right? So, I mean, I have other games like Fatal Alliances, which I've been trying to break into, which is definitely, I mean, it looks like a lot of fun. It looks like a really fun game. But, you know, you can't play it in an evening, which I think, you know, definitely gives this, and to a lesser extent, Paths of Glory. Paths of Glory you can knock out in a long day. But I'm definitely looking forward to playing this and giving you my thoughts on it. I might do some playthrough videos, perhaps not. We'll see. I owe you guys some other videos, but I'm trying to figure out the logistics of production. That is something that has kind of eluded me thus far, but if I can find a way to record the games that I play in decent quality, I will, and make it interesting. I don't know that I would do my full game playthroughs like I do on Vassal, because, well, frankly, my setup is not optimized for, what am I trying to say? My setup is not optimized for recording games on the table here. I mean, it works fine for an unboxing video, but to play the game and then move the camera around on the mount would really be kind of annoying. But I will look into that. In any case, thanks for checking this out. If this is something that interests you, I encourage you to go to Compass Games' website or to check out its page on Board Game Geek. If you want to ask me a question about the game, feel free to leave me a question, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. So, thanks again for watching. This is Mike, and we'll see you around.